Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's Jonathan back again. Had to make another video, you know. So I'm at the crib. Uh, this video today will be about, the debates, all three debates. I'm gonna be breaking down. Uh, the first debate that I saw, which was Herschel Walker and Brian, and not Brian Kemp. Sorry, I get them mixed up. Herschel Walker and Warnock, then Stacey and Brian Kemp. And then Marco Rubio and Val Demings, you can probably hear it in the background. I'm finishing up the last one. Uh, the reason why I'm doing them all at once, it's pretty simple. They're all the same debate, just different. How can we say actors and actresses? Basically, they even were talking the same. Let's break this down. Warnock and Val Deming said the same intro. I was the son and the daughter of a maid and a janitor, and I was able to make it from the projects with 88 million kids, and my parents were on crack for a day, and I'm just like, but yet you don't do anything for those people who are from that same social, economic, political class. Basically, what you did was you got up off the ladder and then you pulled the ladder up, and we're supposed to be proud because you got up off the ladder, but but yet don't do anything when you're pandering to that low rung ladder that you're supposed to be getting the votes for. All of them did that. Stacey, uh, Warnock, and especially Val Demings, and they just retreaded the same questions as well. What's going on with abortion? No, notice none of the questions were about reparation. None of the questions were about black issues, police genocide. None of the questions were about black issues, and all of the candidates were black. All of the candidates, one of them were black, basically. Whether it was two candidates were black who were going against each other, Herschel Walker, uh, Warnock, or whether it was Stacey going against Kemp, or whether it was Val going against Marco Rubio. It was just, and it didn't matter what the state was either. Questions were the same. It was about abortion, or about tax cuts and property taxes and all this other nonsense and gas prices and this and that. Let me tell you. Let me just be honest with you. Both sides are pretty decadent. I'm just being 100. Let me tell you. Let me just break down number one with the abortion thing. We already know abortion created by or set up by Margaret Sanger, and then the eugenics movement in order to depopulate the black population. I'm for no abortion except for crazy circumstances like rape or incest or something like insane, or there's a situation where uh, the baby's getting born through the fallopian tube and you gotta take it out, stuff like that, you know. But the stuff that they're trying to um, make abortion up until damn near birth, nah, that ain't cool. And what Warnock did too, I'm combining all three. What Warnock did when he talked about it's up to a choice, but yeah, you're a pastor, and like Herschel said, he said the Bible talks about pro-life. The Bible's pro-life, but yeah, you're a pastor, and you're basically succouring your congregation because you're preaching one thing on Sunday, but then when it's Monday for the polls, you preach another sermon. So it's a ditty, and I'm offended that he's over Martin Luther King's church. And I'm not from the front. Herschel got into him. I'm not even gonna lie. Herschel was right with him, boy. That's embarrassing. I'm just gonna say that. That is embarrassing that Herschel Walker was right there neck and neck with you. That guy's an idiot. He even pulled out his badge. He pulled out his badge. He go, my badge, y'all. Like, his little toy badge. Oh, yeah. We know he was a honorary sheriff because they decided to give him a badge. Oh man, I'm not gonna front, man. I'm not gonna front. These elections have been horrible. No mention of reparations. No mention of the Black Genocide Campaign. No mention of all these police killings and all the other stuff that we have to deal with on a daily basis. No mention of when the gas prices being so high. No mention of capital controls and exchange controls and price controls on gas, groceries, and all the daily living expenses that everybody has to deal with. Subsidized by the Federal Reserve or 1% Wall Street sales tax that can pay for all that. No mention of any of that. That's just for those who want to do their research, you know. And none of the debates, all of the debates were the same one too. Gun laws and all that other bullshit. You have the right to bear arms. I feel like you should have the right to bear arms, but you should be able to pass a background check. It's pretty simple. What the hell? That's it. And you got to be 18 or older to buy a gun. That's straightforward, straight like that. Taxes as well. Taxes should be very minimum, especially property taxes for those who are of a certain economic ladder, so that they aren't burdened by taxes that they don't need, that can be subsidized by the ruling class, who is not only not are able to opt out of taxes, they get money back. Like General Electric used to get money back, which is insanity. So this is what we're dealing with from all three. All three were just retreads. One thing I have to talk about is the social safety net, which Marco and I know he wasn't one of the ones who were debating, but damn Voldemort, Rick Scott, was trying to put the social safety net on a chopping block, which means Medicare, Medicaid, disability benefits, and Social Security for the elderly all being abolished, basically, which is insanity. Let me tell you, I'm gonna put myself in the debate stage and put myself, if I was in any of these debates, because they're all the same, whether I was in Florida going for the Senate seat, or whether I was in Georgia going for the Warnock seat, or whether I was in Georgia going for Kemp's gubernatorial seat or whatever. This is how I would have did it. Number one, when it came to abortion, my policy would have been against abortion, except for crazy circumstances, like I said, the fallopian tube, and rape and incest. You know, it's pretty simple. Boom. And I will state my reasons based upon the Black Genocide campaign that was set up by Margaret Sanger and the eugenicists, which is a policy that has been established to this day. And I will cite the fact that abortion only got legalized, the Roe v. Wade and Jane Doe, because of her lying about being raped by a black man, and then they passed the law. So all of it has its essence and its seeding and its anteceding and its origins, as I want to say, in anti-black racism. So that's number one. Now for taxes, I would want a 1% Wall Street sales tax on the super rich. Basically, they're corporations, not their individual shit. They're corporations which are able to opt out and in some cases get money back, so that the whole economy scale can be subsidized, so that those in the middle class and in the working class and in the poverty line and below the poverty line can actually get a leg up, instead of them having to front the burden for those at the top who don't even pay anything at all. 1% Wall Street sales tax, and then go from there. I would abolish property taxes and all that. I'll have that basically be subsidized by the federal government when it comes to paying for roads and all infrastructure projects that need to be done in local cities, big counties, and nationally. You know, there's a lot of stuff that can be done that doesn't even need to be tax revenue or income tax revenue. That's just there to maintain the class structure and stop mobility, so that the rich can continue thinking that they're God above everybody else, and so the poor and everybody else can continue struggling. That's a fact. That would be my tax proposal. Now, when it comes to the social safety net, I would enhance disability. I would enhance Social Security for the elderly. I would bring back the whole welfare system that was abolished under Bill Clinton. I would expand Medicare and Medicaid so that it covers all prescription and all medicines for the elderly, and not just the elderly, for everybody. And anybody can go into any sort of doctor's office and it covers it, and it's subsidized by the government. So if you need open heart surgery, or you need kidney dilation, you can get that, no problem. If you need medicines, you can get that, no problem. If you need to go to the dentist to get your teeth pulled, you can get that, no problem. Like, it's just greedy pharmaceutical companies, aka the ruling class, 1%, just continue to play this game, and really, it's disgusting, man. It really is disgusting. So that's what I would do on that end when it came to that. Now, when it comes to economics, the minimum wage and all of that, it's easy. Minimum wage should be $20 nationally, and in certain places where uh, that should be a start as a minimum wage, and there should be a living wage. There should be a, how can I say, a adjustment for where you live at. So the standard of living for wherever you live at should be accommodated. You know what I'm saying? And since uh, most cities, their economy is a large set economy, which means huge multinational conglomerates and corporations are what's employing the city and the townspeople, then you have to pay that wage. This is just, they be pretending and be like, well, it hurts the small business and this and that. Well, if it hurts a small business, the small business needs to be subsidized so that they aren't hurt by um, the minimum wage being enough so where somebody can live off of. Because you can't live off of $7. Hell, you can't even live off of $15. You know what I'm saying? So it needs to be what it needs to be. And there needs to be a national income, national standard of living income, where no matter where you live at, like I said, it adjusts to your standard of living, how much it would cost for you to be able to have rent, how much it would cost for you to be able to have food, transportation, insurance, all of that, and you'll get a monthly to every 2 week check. My bad. You would get a monthly to every 2 week check that would adequately dole out your expenses so you can use it to be able to have your own place to live at, be able to eat, be able to buy adequate clothing, transport yourself, and this and that, so you don't freaking die. And then if you want to expand and be ambitious and go beyond, get you a job or open up a business, you can do that. And there'll be business loans and business grants for you right there. There'll be easy access to these things. The problem is the top want to maintain their power. That's what it all boils down to, the 1%. They want to maintain their power. In any sort of social mobility, they have a huge problem with that. They form organizations and they meet behind the scenes to play class warfare against the 99%. That's why I want to return to us talking about the 1% more and more. Start naming the names, the Bill Gates, the George Soroses, the Redstone family, all these ruling class assholes who decide to play God and make people suffer and die so that they can have their privileges and their luxuries at the expense of the masses. That's decadency. That is so decadency. I am so tired of shit like that. Now, let me address my two main issues that were not talked about at all at the debate. I'm gonna address imperial wars and Russia and all that as well, but I wanna get to the heart of two things that were not mentioned: reparations and the end of the Black Genocide Campaign. First, I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna say reparations for a second. I'm gonna talk about the anti-Black Genocide Campaign. Black people right now need a anti-hate crime bill that automatically gives anybody who harms a black person a minimum of 10 years. If a black person gets killed, they get a minimum of life. It needs to be exorbitant, and then there has to be compensation as well, like all of that included. You know what I'm saying? Like make it be harsh, like the same way how the drug wars and drug laws were so harsh that you have a little dime bag, you do 35 years. Cool, same thing for you harming a black person. It's gonna be exorbitant, so then people know, nah, we can't fuck with them no more. You know what I'm saying? No sensitivity training or watch a video or go to the African American Museum. None of that fuck shit. Punish harsh charges or harsh language in the media. That's another thing too. When this harm being done, I want the faces of these white people and these non-FBAs and these multicultural uh, other groups, people of color, non-black, have their face plastered in the media the way they do black people. Have their names, where they live at, their jobs, their family, constantly pushed through the media so that they get the same treatment that any black person will get, so that doesn't happen again. It needs to be made clear that any harm coming to any black person is over. Harsh, stiff punishment, automatic, and that will stop it immediately. And it has to be enforced. and then a jury of our peers, not of their peers, of our peers, black people, a minimum of 4 black people, and they have to be vetted. Minimum 4 to 5 black people, and they have to be vetted. They can't be 5 black people in there. Kanye, Clarence Thomas, Candace, and Ben Crump or Ben Carson. No. We of our choosing. You know what I'm saying? And the lawyer system as well needs to be better as well. We need there to be a subsidy as well for those who can't afford upstanding lawyers who can actually help out when it comes to criminal cases and stuff like that. Things of that sort. I think that would be fair. I think that would be prosperous. You know what I'm saying? As well as all these stipulations that make it so hard for you to even get out of the justice system, like all this cash. Basically, you have to pay your way, and if you don't have the money, which affects black people and the poor people, then you're stuck there for life, basically. That needs to be done away with as well. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to us, it's ridiculous. It is really ridiculous. And no bond for any person who harms a black person. That's real. We need those things. That's number 1. So anti-black hate crime bill, protection, be a protected class. And then number 2, when it comes to reparations, I'm gonna break down this full plan for you, because a lot of people have been talking about reparations, and I'm for reparations, but I'm for the full spectrum of reparations for foundational black Americans. So that means number 1, cash payments. So it starts off with the one lump sum. But remember, slavery was perpetual. It was endless. So the wealth of the United States is endless. So that means the debt is endless. So every year there has to be another payment out, because it's wealth. Wealth never ends. It's not just a one check. We used to it like it's... See, that's another thing too. We're so used to getting paid like we're at the job. This ain't no job. This is a wealth system that never ended, because the United States wealth, as well as the world's wealth, was created off the back of foundational black Americans' hard blood, sweat, tears, and death, basically. That's real, whether it's the U.S. or Britannia. Because remember, before it was America, it was the British colonies. Basically, America was a colony. So Britannia owes us as well. But I digress. We start with America first, then we go to Britannia. But I digress. So it's cash payments first. Land. It's a full set economy. So infrastructure built, like clean pipe water, clean drinking water, clean pipes, bridges, roads, car systems, manufacturing, everything you need in the economy, farmland, machinery, everything, education systems, hospitals, banks, everything that you will need in the economy in order for you to be able to live your reality will be part of the reparations. And we will have the means, if we don't have it already, to be able to manufacture it ourselves so that it doesn't get sabotaged. Because we already know the end. The minute we get something, they're going to flip it and dip it and try to sabotage and destroy it. So that's what the reparation is, as well as telling the truth when in the history books from now on as well. Having our statues up as well. That's part of it as well. Having our heroes up, tearing down their heroes, their Confederate killers and murderers that we defeated during the Civil War and all that. You know what I'm saying? That would be, showing a Martin Delany and a Frederick Douglass and a Harriet and a Sojourner Truth and a Nat Turner and a John the Horse and a Delaney Walker and all of that, having them up there, Gabriel Prosser, Will the Executor, all of these that have them up there, have those South Carolina Gullah Geechees who rebelled in the 1500s as well up there, you know what I'm saying? Just as part of the reparation. So that will be the reparation. It will be a full set economy, of course, a check, land, and everything else that we need in order to prosper and live the reality that we as such built. You know what I'm saying? And also for it to be protected as well. So us to have the training to be able to protect ourselves, because once again, like I said, they'll try to hit us with the old 1877 betrayal and install the black codes and all of that, and then have all these buffer groups to try to offset us and use them as enforcers against us. All right, see, we already know the game. We already know the game, cracker. You know what I'm saying? We already know the game. We already know how you're going to do us. So we're putting it in place so you don't even think to try to Trojan horse us. You know what I'm saying? Think to try to bamboozle, bait, and switch us. So that's what you would do. That's what I would do. So, those are the two issues that were not talked about: the Black Genocide Campaign, ending that, and ending in all forms too, and by making us a protected class and reparations. So I just want to. I remember I mentioned the Black Genocide Campaign. I want to add something to it too. All that water being poisoned, this and that. We need to get to the bottom of who's doing what. Name these names, and they need to be punished. And Obama need to get that punishment too for that Flint shit he pulled. That wasn't cool. We still ain't forget, and it's still not overdue for him to get punished. He's in Georgia right now. He needs to be, he needs to answer for them crimes. The shit. It's happening all over. It's not even just Flint or Jackson. Those are the most uh, spotlighted because they're the most egregious and they're in the black areas. You know what I'm saying? But there's a bunch of that everywhere. They got fluoric acid in the water. That's fluoride. You know, why do you think we have to filter our water out so much? So I just, it's just so much stuff that can be done that's not being done, that these people are just playing around and making it politics as usual nonsense that the people deserve better from, especially black people, especially the black people. We deserve better. And I'm just giving you my take of what would make things better. So that's part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's just some of what I would do. What else did they talk about? Oh yeah, foreign powers, foreign aggression, military. When it comes to and immigration as well. So let me start with immigration. So when it comes to immigration, number one, close them damn borders up, close them up, close them up, close them up. We cannot afford any more immigration until we fix and do the problems that we have right now. Until we deal with the problems that we have right now in the United States, we can't afford no immigration, especially against when these buffer groups are used against black people, and they have anti-black racism. When these same laws, which were helped and created by black people and which have black people's names in it, like the Dreamer program and all of that, are used to backhand us. So no, I am completely against immigration. Completely. I want no more immigration at all. I'm gonna just be 100. I am completely against immigration. What I am in favor of is us in these nations that have been destroyed by the U.S. and imperial powers, us telling the truth about how these nations got like that. Who collaborated with what? You know what I'm saying? What's going on in these nations? Who are they run by for real? What's they get down? Who controls them? Is it some just somehow corrupt, or is it by a higher hands, aka CIA, working for the banking cartels which run the world, quote unquote the Rothschilds? We know the names, the 13 families that Professor Griff was trying to put people on the Nick Cannon podcast before Nick Cannon's thing was taken down by the Redstone Viacom family. But we know the game, we know the names. So I just wanted to, what I'm saying, I just wanted to drop that jewel. So I'm completely against immigration. I want us to focus on the people who are here, and that means having a full set economy for the black people who are here as part of the reparations, and then also that means having a full set economy here. So infrastructure projects, which employ those at the bottom rung, aka black people, foundational black Americans, first and foremost, who need it the most. Them, what I'm saying, farming, so we can get our farm on, having easy access to loans and grants at 0% interest for the loans, so that people can get a leg up in the economy. And I know a lot of people have a lot of ideas, so a way for people to get inventory and resources to connect the money to the proper people who can do the skills that can make your idea come to fruition. So I'm in favor of all of that. I support a full set economy. I support inventions being created, stuff like that, and you just needing that certain finance and stuff like that, medical advancements and research. So stuff being put into that, stuff being put into our space programs, stuff being put into our oceanography program, our environment as well, but not in the way that they're doing it. Not the green people, where they try to tax all the resources so that fossil fuel prices can go through the roof. No. I'm in favor of it, like making sure that we do what we can to stop pollution and clean the waters and replant the trees and stuff like that. I'm in favor of it in that way, not in the corrupt 1% way, which is just a devious way of stopping the economy and making it more harder for everyday Americans to advance and to be able to get a leg up in the economy and to be able to get a leg up when it comes to them expanding, when it comes to land and cars and stuff like that. No. I'm not going. Well, I'm not in favor of their agenda. Just think of it like this: anything that the ruling class pushes out, I am against. I am against. I don't co-sign nothing that they co-sign. I don't like anything that they co-sign. So, let me just drop it like that. Also, too, uh, another thing of when I talk about a full set economy, we need a full set media too. When it comes to black people, a black media on the power scale of a CNN, NBC, MSNBC, or Fox News, that's on 24/7 on TV, that's live streamed all the time. That's on that same sort of platform. Something that was trying to do before they hit him with those fake rape cases. I'm talking about Bill Cosby. Bill Gates actually did his shit with Ghislaine Maxwell and Melinda and the crew. That's another story for another day. I'll check out my other videos, JMark2100 YouTube, for that. But yeah, that's what I would do. And when it comes to foreign policy, I am against all imperial powers, all of them. I am tired of Russia. I'm tired of China. I'm tired of Britannia and France, and I'm tired of the U.S.'s imperial ambitions and powers of trying to either one person be the new kid on the block or one person to have aggression against another. We know, let me tell you the truth about the Russian-Ukrainian thing. We know that the U.S. created a coup back in 2013, 2014, which ousted the pro-Russian president. We know that. So that's who made the first shot. If we're being honest about it. Now the Russian trying to do nuclear warfare, Putin's tripping with that bullshit. The massacres and fuck shit he's doing there, he's tripping with that too. Now, but am I in favor of them getting all this subsidy when we need the money here? No. Am I in favor of them being sent over here when we need stuff done? Black people need stuff now, here, right now? No. I am not in favor of any immigration. I'm not in favor of any subsidies going outside of the U.S. that aren't going to black people first, who need it the most, and poor people second, who need it as well. So that's real. That's just real deal. So my policy is I'm against any foreign powers, and I'm tired of all these oligarchical ruling class, whether it's the princelings of China thinking that they're the new big boys on the block and they're doing debt traps to colonize Africa and the Caribbean right now. And Africa and the Caribbean are just so welcoming to just bow down to another imperial power, which is disgusting. But I digress. Or whether it's Russia, which was first shot by the U.S., by the way. I want that to make that clear. They are the ones that created that coup. But at the same time, I'm not against them doing nukes. And I'm not in favor of us trying to go all out. Anyways, that's not our fight. The Ukrainians are Nazis, which is a fact. Russia's racist as well, too. They got a bunch of skinheads as well. So that's one of those when evil fights evil, the good can benefit type thing. For real. We should not be involved in any of that. Now, when it comes to both of their aggressions, should we be stopping them as best we can right now and having a space program that can, shoot down any sort of nukes that can come out? Yeah, I'm in favor of that. But at the same time, I want us to have a new ruling class of our own here. We need to get rid of the overarching ruling class, which is the 1%, which controls both ruling classes over in Russia and in China. So that's the problem. That's the real problem, is our ruling class, which is the head ruling class of all ruling classes. It's the U.S.-UK Anglo-American special relationship, Anglo-American ruling class. That's what they like to call themselves. So I am against that. I am so tired of this. And as you can see, I've been around the game for a long time. I've seen it under Obama, under Bush. I've done the history on the FDR era, the British Empire and all of this. I'm so tired of these people who just sit behind the shadows and get to pull people on a string like Oz in the movie, and while everybody suffers. They need to be put into the fucking light. They need to see all of their crimes come out, which is starting to happen slowly but surely. Because like what was happening with during the Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, a lot of these people's names started coming out at the top of the ladder. But strategically, since they own all the media and they own all of the propaganda machines, they did a quick blackout, and to keep you distracted, so no new news on it came out. What did they hit you with for about 2 years now? Even now continuously. What's been going on? Think about it, for the pandemic, which they orchestrated because of everything that was going on, from us waking up and not going with their puppet, who they're going to make president, Kamala, to Trump not going along with the agenda, to China not playing ball. There's a lot of stuff going on around the same time. So they had to hit you with the whammy bammy. To them being brought up on charges for pedophilia, which would have, put the spotlight on them, and you would have seen so many people had to basically show their true colors and show their true hand. So they played a Machiavellian strategy. So, I just wanted to give y'all a nugget. But back to the debates. I'm being honest with you. I'm disgusted with all 6 candidates. Oh yeah. My bad. In the governor's race, they had the libertarian dude. He said some stuff, but he said some stuff, and he was calling out. He mentioned black, which Stacey didn't barely mention. Warnock barely mentioned it either. Herseel mentioned it more. Kemp mentioned black people more than she did. Val Demings ain't even mentioned shit. Marco did. So it's been crazy. So I'm glad to, make sure that that's known about all the debates. And, I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, go on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, comment. And I look forward to making more videos. And, when the election continues to kick off, you'll see more and more videos as I go forward. So thank you.